All right, guys. So, two traits all women find irresistible in a man. Now, before I get into this, I want to very much clarify that this is not your classic game and frame and tactics video. There's enough of that garbage on the internet. And the reason why I think it's garbage is because if you need game to talk to women, then you're probably socially inept. And there's inevitably going to be something that she says that's going to trip you up with that script in your head, and you're going to look like a friggin' loser. So if you're a man that has his life in order, or you're heading in that direction, and you're not completely socially inept, you don't need game. You just need to have your life in order, and you need to have these two key traits, or on your way to developing these two key traits, in order to just not come across as a total loser and incompetent when talking to her. Okay, and so for any man that's wondering, you know, how he can improve upon these social skills. Well, first of all, go out and get into social settings, talk to men and women of all ages, whatever, get used to talking to people so you don't come across like a weirdo. And there's also a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, that's been pretty powerful in my life as well. It's a classic business book that's been recommended tons over the years, but for a good reason. If you can read this book and study those principles and then practice it, competently, like I said, I've said this many times in videos before, but if you're not actually applying any of these things and it's all just theorizing and pontificating in your head, then you're not really doing anything. It's masturbatory. Okay. Listen, boys pontificate, men apply. Anyways, with that said, let's get on to the first thing. The first thing is being bold and unapologetically masculine. So what does that mean? Carrying strong convictions, carrying strong beliefs, and being unshakable in those beliefs. Planting your flag in the ground, saying, this is what I believe in, this is who I am, what I want, where I'm going. Now, if you can be this way, and I'm not saying that you're stubborn and you're not willing to learn, I, as a man, if I am faced with evidence to the contrary of a belief that I hold very strongly, I'm willing to analyze that, and I am humble enough to know that I need to learn. That once you start learning, you stop learning, you start dying. But what I mean is, a lot of guys go on dates with women, and they think by forming themselves to their opinion, by agreeing with everything that she's saying, by trying to fit this mold of what she thinks a man is, they think that's desirable for a woman. It's not desirable. Okay. An indicator that you're a strong leader is that you carry beliefs and convictions, and you stand on those beliefs and convictions, and you're unshakable. Unapologetic masculinity. And if you're like this and you carry these strong beliefs, first of all, you don't have to worry about masculine frame, because if you're truly convicted by the things that you believe, that's going to give you masculine frame, or at least that's going to give, or put you in that direction where it doesn't have to be fully realized. But if you have those beliefs, you have those convictions, that's going to come across in speech, and you're going to come across like a man. Now, there's other factors, obviously, that go into that, but that's a very masculine trait, being bold and standing firm on the things that you believe. And also, it's a strong trait of a leader, because a leader that does not have strong beliefs or convictions is not a leader and is incapable of leading his own life, much less the life of another woman as well. And so she's going to feel comfortable in that position where she's following your leadership, that captain, first mate sort of dynamic. And it's also attractive. And not only is it attractive, not only is it an indicator of a strong leader, but you're able to have those strong conversations and weed out all of the bullshit that comes from most dating. If you can sit down in the first date or second date, lay out who you are, what you want, where you're going, the vision for your future life, and then bluntly asking, do you see yourself in this future vision with me? What do you think of what I just said? You're going to be able to get to the heart of what she wants, and you're going to be able to get right down to business, meaning, should you continue to pursue this woman, or is it a dead end? That's powerful. Why would you want to waste your time? It's much like a woman saying, I'm waiting till marriage to have sex, weeds out the men from the boys. If you have a clear-cut path, I want to get married, I want to have kids, this is all going to happen in the next year, I'm waiting till marriage, all of this stuff, that's going to weed out the women from the girls, period. That is a very attractive and irresistible trait, because we live in a world where most men are spineless. They're trying to form to the opinion of the woman that's sitting across from them. And we wonder why divorce rates are what they are. And we wonder why overall marital satisfaction is what it is now. So that's the first one. The second one is having a vision and purpose for your life and not making her your entire mission. Guys, so many guys, including myself in the past, have made women our entire, meaning for existence, why we go to work and why we do the things that we do. Now, listen, it's not to say that they aren't a powerful motivator. Having a wife and kids, of course, motivates me. being able to provide for them and that motivation to provide for them, of course, it's a major driver, but they are not my ultimate purpose. When I was dating my wife, she wasn't my ultimate purpose. She was a beautiful complement to my life. And that's what a woman wants to be for you, is a beautiful complement to your life. What's very attractive is a man that has a purpose. He's looking at the woman, but he's looking slightly above her on the horizon, because there's things that he is after. He's ambitious, he's industrious, he's got work ethic, he's got tenacity and perseverance, discipline. All of that stuff is incredibly attractive. And I've talked about this in previous videos before, but if a man can answer, and I alluded to this in the first trait, who he is, what he wants, and where he's going, that's going to really give a man a clear-cut vision for his life. Now, you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to know it down to the last dot, but at least having an idea of where you're going. And I say this all the time, just be the man in motion. Be the man that's heading to a better place than where he is right now. Because no woman wants to be your entire purpose. And that's going to come across in your behavior as well. You're going to come across as needy, right? You're going to come across as just needing her validation all the time. You're going to want that little pat on the head. Oh, babe, you're doing such a good job. And none of that is attractive. You turn into her weird, like, surrogate son. And as soon as she starts to see you in that way, as soon as she starts to see you as a surrogate son or like a roommate, my dude, it's over. You can't negotiate desire. If there's one thing that I can agree with those red pill guys, is that you cannot negotiate desire. You cannot compromise in the situation. You cannot talk your way out of it. If it dies, it dies. There's no bringing it back. You don't have to be the richest. You don't have to be the most handsome. You don't have to have, it all figured out. But at least having an idea of who you are, what you want, where you're going, that vision for your life, and not making her your entire purpose, is going to come across in your attitude. And that's very, very attractive, because women want to be brought along on a journey. Women want to be brought along on that hero's journey with you guys. She doesn't want to be the hero's journey, because there's no such thing as a person being the hero's journey for a man. A man's going to go through all of this pain and this hardship, and to make it, founded upon just a woman, any person on this earth is going to crumble under that kind of pressure. And even if she can't vocalize it, even if she can't like rationalize it in her head, in her heart, she knows you can't provide or protect for her properly, because she's your entire purpose. That you don't have an abundance mentality, that you don't have a vision that's above her. How is she going to feel comfortable following you and you being the leader of your guys' relationship and marriage and potentially household if your entire purpose is her, guys? It's not possible. So a lot of guys fumble the ball here when they get a girl, and then they relax, and then they make the girl the entire purpose. So guys, if you are bold, unapologetically a man, and if you have a vision above her and you don't make her your mission, and I don't think these things are often talked about, because there's usually just these shallow things a lot of guys talk about in terms of, how to get a woman, how to keep a woman, all this stuff. If you can embody these two traits, you're not going to have a problem with women. It's going to come across in your attitude. You're not going to need game, and you're going to cut straight through the bullshit of most modern dating, get right to the heart of the issue, and really quickly realize if that woman is for you or not. And by not making her your entire mission, by possessing that abundance mentality, by possessing that tenacity, that perseverance, that work ethic, that vision for your life, she's going to want to come along on that journey with you. And that is both of these things are absolutely necessary for a man to properly guide his own life and guide the relationship of another woman and potentially a family in the future. So that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think below. If you're wanting coaching, guys, if you're kind of unsure, you're needing a mentor, I'm going to leave the application down below. But other than that, God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one.